Hello students, the other day I discussed about the 2-3 questions from the organic assignment 1. Now I would like to, that is, complete the remaining questions. That is fourth one, somebody asked the doubt, I explained, but let me tell this is the C8H10O. Compound is C8H10O. See, molecular formula is given, and first thing, if the molecular formula is given, better to find out the what we say, that is the hydrogen deficiency index, degree of unsaturation. C plus 1 minus number of hydrogens here, plus halogens minus number of nitrogens or phosphorus by 2. Here 9 minus 10 by 2, that is equal to 4. So that equation is with us, right? So that means degree of unsaturation 1. Second thing is the carbon hydrogen, there are 8 carbon atoms, 10 hydrogen atoms. So carbon hydrogen ratio is nearly 1:1. If there are 6 or more than 6 hydrocarbons are present, carbon hydrogen ratio is nearly 1:1. Then we predict the benzene ring. So it is the benzene. So that is a phenyl group. So this is C6H5. The leftover part. What is the leftover part? 2 carbon atoms. So 5 C2H5 1 oxygen atom. So what are the other properties of the system? So that is it is giving it had. So this is the fourth one. Fourth one. Iodine and with some alkaline iodine gives the yellow precipitate. It's nothing but the iodoform reaction. So 4 out of 4 are accommodated here. That is a degree of unsaturation. Further, double bonds or anything should not be present in the outside. So there is an oxygen we have to account. This compound is giving the iodoform test. So either it should be a methyl ketone or secondary to alcohol. Now there is no possibility. Carbonyl group, a pi bond is required. Degree of unsaturation is required. But it's saturated part. Therefore, in order to this, it should be CH2, CH2OH, or that the other one is the phenyl group. CHOH can be here, and this is this iodoform. This is not giving the iodoform test, this gives the iodoform test. Just now we discussed about the iodoform reaction. So that is phenyl ethanol is your reactant. This on treatment with the sodium hydroxide and iodine, this gives the sodium benzoate. We know the reaction and iodoform. See, this is the yellow solid. This on acidification gives the benzoic acid. The filtrate on acidification gave the white solid this, and write the structures of D and E. Your original compound is this D. This is benzoic acid is this. This is based on that logic we determine the next thing is and the fifth one is the problem is with you. In organic compound A, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen does not react with the sodium, metallic sodium. It is not an alcohol or it is not a compound with the active hydrogen. 2,4-DNP, no 2,4-DNP test, phenyl hydrazine dinitrophenyl hydrogen to no 2,4-DNP test, no bromine or bromine reaction, so no double bond, no carbonyl group, no active hydrogen. So, but dissolves in constant H2SO4. It is the property of, see, it is the property of the ether. Ether, when treated with the very concentrated acid, this is protonated. The resulted ion is called as, like hydronium ion. This is oxonium ion is formed. This is soluble bisulfate ion and oxonium ion bisulfate ion. It is soluble. If you add the water, again this is it is possible only in the consonant acid. Again ether is formed and this is separated. H3O is separated. Ether is formed. The test for the ether is that it is soluble in the concentrated H2SO4. On addition of water, again it separates. Two layers are separated. Now, the ether other reaction is this is treated with the concentrated HIXS. So this is and two products are formed, Ri plus R prime I. This on treatment with the aqueous base OH minus ion, KOH or some other thing is given, alkaline solution, ROH alcohol is formed, R prime OH is formed. So ultimately this is the process, treated with the excess of HI that breaks the ether, and here two alcohols are produced, means two R's are not same. If the two R's are same, only one product to ROH, 2 moles of the ROH is formed. Two different products are formed, B and C, or B and D, whatever it is, that is something is given. So that is this is the A, this is our treatment with the, and this is B and D are formed. One is the B, other is the D, both alcohols. And he has given the set of reactions. Based on those set of reactions we can identify this one. B is an alcohol, right? This is the B, gives that is iodoform test. Iodoform test. So only few alcohols give the iodoform test. Structural requirement we know now. And now this is treated with the copper 300 degrees Celsius. We know the reaction. When alcohol is passed through the copper, heated copper, what happens? That is, if it is a primary alcohol gives aldehyde, secondary alcohol gives ketone, tertiary alcohol gives alkene. Alkene, dehydration takes place. First two cases, dehydrogenation takes place. Primary alcohol to aldehyde. So this is, B is giving the C. This is aldehyde or it can be ketone. We do not know. We have to check that. This is treated with that is methyl magnesium bromide followed by hydrolysis. When aldehydes and ketones are treated with the methyl magnesium bromide, any Grignard's reagent, what happens? That is carbonyl compound is converted into the alcohol, right? Aldehyde to secondary alcohol. If it is a ketone, tertiary alcohol is formed. So this is, that is the now D is formed. D is an alcohol, right? Again, aldehyde or ketone, whatever it is treated with the Grignard reagent, alcohol D is formed. This gives the iodoform test. Alcohol is giving, either it should be secondary alcohol or tertiary alcohol, 3 degree alcohol. Aldehyde, secondary alcohol, ketone, tertiary alcohol. Tertiary alcohol does not give the what? The haloform reaction. Only secondary alcohol gives the iodoform reaction. secondary to works. Therefore, it is secondary alcohol. If it is a secondary alcohol, then this must be the aldehyde. Aldehydes on oxidation, aldehydes on reaction with the Grignard reagent produce the tertiary alcohols. Aldehydes on reaction with the Grignard reagent produce the 2-degree alcohols. Aldehyde to 2 degree, the aldehyde. If it is the aldehyde, this must be the 1-degree alcohol, primary alcohol. Primary alcohol on oxidation gives the aldehyde, aldehyde on reaction with the Grignard reagent gives the secondary alcohol. See, this is, name is D. So here also D is formed. The R prime OH also D. So what is the relation between the ROH and the R prime OH? This on oxidation followed by treatment with the methyl magnesium bromide. Here to here no change in the carbon atoms. Here to here one methyl group is introduced. So this alcohol contains one carbon atom more than that of the B. So now this and this differ by one carbon atom. One carbon atom. This is giving the iodoform test. This is also giving the iodoform test. Both are. This is the primary alcohol. Primary alcohol giving the iodoform test is only ethyl alcohol, remember. Among the primary alcohols, only ethyl alcohol. Therefore, this should be ethyl alcohol. This is the secondary alcohol. Secondary alcohol with one carbon atom more. Therefore, 3 carbon atoms should be there. It should be isopropyl alcohol. This is ethyl alcohol. So, here the difference between this alcohol and this alcohol is 1 carbon atom, because this is converted into this. This is converted to this indirectly after introducing the methyl group, introducing the 1 carbon atom. So, therefore, primary alcohol that gives the iodoform test is ethyl alcohol. Therefore, this is ethyl alcohol, this is isopropyl alcohol. So, if you want to write this one, this is CH3, CH3, CH2, your original ether is this. Isopropyl alcohol. This on treatment with the HI, ethyl iodide is formed, plus isopropyl iodide is formed, right? This is the case. This is B, this is D. This on treatment with the OH minus base. So this is not B and C. After hydrolysis the names are given. This is CH3, CH2OH, this is B. This on treatment with the base, that is converted into that is isopropyl alcohol, 2-propanol. This gives the iodoform test, this gives the iodoform test, iodine plus sodium hydroxide, satisfying. This on treatment with the copper 300 degrees Celsius, that is acetaldehyde is formed. Acetaldehyde on treatment with the methyl magnesium bromide followed by hydrolysis produce the isopropyl alcohol. This is D, this is D. This is C. That's all. Therefore, it is the ethyl isopropyl ether. Ethyl isopropyl ether is your original reactant. I think it is clear now. Next one is this is the compound. A is basic. This is a nitrogen containing compound. It is basic compound. Base means nitrogen. It can be must be in the amine form. It should be in the amine form. So A. The condition is it reacts with the benzene sulfonyl chloride or toluene chloride. Benzene C6H5 SO2 Cl. Product is formed. Amine reacts with the primary and secondary amines react with the benzene sulfonyl chloride, but tertiary amines have no reaction at all. Therefore, it is a primary or secondary amine. Then product is formed. Insoluble in, condition is given, insoluble in base, alkali. That means primary amine on reaction with the benzene sulfonyl chloride and product is formed, and the resultant product is soluble in the sodium hydroxide base. Secondary amine reacts with the benzene sulfonyl chloride. The resultant product is insoluble in the amine, insoluble in the base. So here the given condition is the given compound is reacts with the benzene sulfonyl chloride, but resultant product is insoluble in the sodium hydroxide. This indicates that it is a secondary amine. The nitrogen is in the form of secondary amine functional group. Remember one. And the second thing is some conditions are given. So 0.75 grams of the compound is taken, and that is produced the 224 ml, 448 ml of nitrogen gas under that is a methane gas when treated with the Grignard reagent. See, a given organic compound is treated with the methyl magnesium bromide, methane is produced. So this is derivative of method estimation of number of active hydrogens. That is the number of active hydrogens in the given organic compound is equal to number of moles of the methane liberated divided by number of moles of the organic compound taken. This we did in the classroom. Right? See, how many moles of this compound is taken? 0.75 divided by 75 is the molecular mass of the compound. Original compound. Check up. Its molecular weight is 75. This is, and this is equal to 10 to the power of minus 2 moles of that the organic compound is taken. Here, 448 ml of the not nitrogen, methane is liberated. This divided by 22,400, this is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3 moles of the methane is liberated. Moles of the methane liberated, 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3 moles, minus 2, that is minus 2, that is, and 10 to the power of minus 2 moles of the organic compound, this is equal to 2. It contains the 2 active hydrogens, not 1 active hydrogen, remember. It is a secondary amine and it contains the 2 active hydrogens. Along with the nitrogen, there is that is an oxygen atom, that also we have to account for it. Therefore, it is the compound oxygen should contain the active hydrogen. That is this compound C3, that is nitrogen. There are 3 carbon atoms. If you divide into that is 2 parts. This is the OH. This is active hydrogen. This is active hydrogen. This contains active hydrogen. This contains active hydrogen. This is the compound. Secondary amine. This is the alcohol functional group. When treated with, this is providing 1 H plus ion, this is providing 1 H plus ion. Each molecule give the 2 molecules of that is methane. This is the structure of the molecule. You may ask the word, why are you putting OH here and why not you put the OH here? So anywhere you can, OH should be present in the molecule. Or why are you putting this side? Why not you put on the CH3? The many structures are possible. That is the product is, it is the organic compound, secondary amine. It is the compound with the amine functional group, secondary amine functional group and alcohol functional group. You can write any. So, further specifications there, right? And next one is a compound is given C8, C6, H12O is your original organic compound. I am talking about the 7th question. This is C6H12O is the organic compound. This is A. See, here you check up. If you find out the degree of unsaturation, 6 plus 1, 7 minus 12 by 2, 6. This is equal to 1. So degree of unsaturation. there must be a ring or a pi bond should be present. Let me see. And it reacts with the sodium bisulfite. It is the property of the carbonyl compound. Aldehydes and ketones react with the sodium bisulfite to give the sodium bisulfite addition product, solid derivative, but not with the failing solution. The failing test is given by the aliphatic aldehydes. Therefore, it is a ketone. Remember, it is a ketone. So, ketone means there must be C double bond O group. On catalytic hydrogenation, the treated with the hydrogen in the presence of nickel, the resultant product is 14, that is O. This is the B. So, two hydrogens through pi bond, the molecule of hydrogen is added. This is OHH. This form. Vapors of B is passed through the aluminum oxide. Is a dehydrating agent, that is 350 degrees Celsius, that is elimination takes place, that is other product is formed, that is C is formed. This is Pakka, this is alkene. Alcohol on dehydration gives alkene. This on ozonolysis. This is treated with the ozone followed by hydrolysis in the presence of zinc dust, that is and give the D and E. One is the D, other is the E. Two products are formed. A double bond, it is cutting through the double bond. D and E. And description. D reacts with the Tollens reagent. It gives the positive Tollens test. Therefore, aldehyde. It is aldehyde. D is aldehyde. And whereas the Tollens test, but not no iodoform test. Ante negative iodoform test. Positive. See, if the aldehyde won't be accepted, only acetaldehyde gives the iodoform test, not other aldehydes. Now we know. Therefore, it is not an acetaldehyde. It is not the compound with the two carbon atoms. And now, what about the E? E is a D and Tollens. E reacts with sodium hydroxide and iodine. This reacts with the sodium hydroxide. The positive iodoform test. Positive iodoform test. And E reacts with the sodium hydroxide and iodine. But not the Tollens test. Negative Tollens. This must be ketone. This is the ketone. This is the aldehyde. Ketone giving the ketone means minimum 3 carbon atoms should be there. See, ketone giving the iodoform test is there are total 6 carbon atoms, right? These 6 are distributed, some of them in the aldehyde, but not 2. Aldehyde should not contain the 2 carbon atoms. And this is, therefore, it should contain the 3, this should contain the 3 plus 3, 6, 1. Therefore, the compound is, your compound is this, the isopropyl ethyl ketone. Original compound. See, this on A is this, reduction is, this is converted to OH. Now, this on treatment with the Al2O3, 350 degrees, elimination, that is, this is the Sedgwick's elimination. This is tertiary carbon, only one. Elimination should take place from this side. This is the alkene found. The alkene name is, that is C. This is C. This is treated with the ozonolysis. Cutting. This is the acetone. This is the 1, 2, 3 propanaldehyde. Star carbon, star versus star. Propanaldehyde. This is E. This is D. This gives the Tollens test. Aldehyde, Tollens test. No iodoform test. And this gives that is iodoform test. Methyl ketone. No, that is Tollens test. Since it is a ketones do not give the Tollens test. Therefore, your original compound is that is ethyl isopropyl ketone is the original compound. So, on what basis you identify the one is isopropyl and this one? That based on the distribution of the carbon atoms. This should contain that is more than 2. This should contain the ketone. To exist as a ketone, it should contain the minimum carbon atoms. So, aldehyde without aldehyde, aldehyde should contain the 3 carbon atoms. If it contains the 2 carbon atoms, that gives the iodoform test. So, therefore, this is the case. And the next one is see, the other the reaction is it is an aromatic compound C8 H7 Cl2 Br. This is the molecular formula of the compound, right? And it gives the pale yellow precipitate insoluble in the dilute HNO3 when warmed for the few minutes with alcoholic silver nitrate solution. So first you find out the degree of unsaturation. 9 C plus 1, 7 plus 3 10, minus 10 by 2. This is 4. Degree of unsaturation is 4. Carbons are 8. Carbon hydrogen ratio is nearly 1:1. Nearly 1:1. Again benzene ring. Therefore, there must be a phenyl group. 1. The leftover 2 carbon atoms. Leftover 2 carbon atoms. That is, there are 2 carbon atoms. Let me write the one, maybe any form. And this is giving the, on treatment with the alcoholic silver nitrate solution, pale yellow PPT is formed insoluble in the silver nitrate. This is the property of the, that is, silver halide. Silver halides are insoluble in the, that is HNO3. So that is pale yellow PPT. So this must come out. Bromine. So if the halogen is can be, there are 3 halogens, they can be on the ring, they can be on the side chain, some can be on the ring, some can be on the this one. See, if the halogen is present on the side chain, that is the ionizable benzyl halides easily take part in the reaction. Whereas if it is connected to the ring aryl halides, the halogen cannot be removed, it cannot give the what precipitate with the heating with the silver nitrate. Therefore, only bromine, that is chlorines, must be here. And bromine must be here or here, the bromine must be here. Why? Benzyl halide is more reactive, more easily replaced. Take part in the SN1 reaction. Benzyl halides, allyl halides, tertiary halides. So this is the case. So one thing. What is the next thing? Anywhere it need not be there and alcoholic KOH and the molecular formula is this is treated with the alkali. So then what happens? The position is not fixed and therefore I am writing the COH is formed. Next, this gives the iodoform test. Right? This on treatment is the secondary 2O phenyl, this thing, iodoform test. Then what happens? This is the Cl, this is Cl, this is COONA plus iodoform is formed. Alcohol satisfying the conditions of the iodoform reaction. That is, the formulas are given matching. The compound B, reaction with the iodine, and this is the B. Reaction with this I am giving the C and D. Acidification of D, this acidification of D gives this is ClClCOOH, benzoic acid. Your compound is this benzoic acid with 2 chlorine atoms on the ring. Why chlorine atoms are on the ring? That is not giving the water test. Non-ionizable chlorines. The halogen attached to the benzene ring is non-ionizable. So this is this on treatment with the soda lime. Decarboxylation. I told you. That is, so dichloro benzene is formed. So where are the position? We have to fix up the position of this one. The resulted product on nitration produce only one product. That means all positions should be equivalent. Para relation. Then only, see, if the 2 chlorines maintain the para relation, that is all 4 positions are equivalent. Only one nitro derivative. Wherever you introduce the nitro group, the same product is formed. Therefore, your original compound is this CH3 benzyl bromide. This is Cl, this is C. This on treatment with the base silver nitrate solution followed by base. This on treatment with the base. This gives the Cl, that is COH, CH3. This on iodoform reaction, sodium hydroxide. This gives the chlorine, this is C double bond O, ONA plus iodoform. This on acidification gives this is Cl, COOH. So now this on soda lime gives this product, final product, soda lime. I have not labeled what the products are. This is single monochloride derivative. This is E with soda lime gives F with this is F mononitration G is formed. Mononitration means here it is nitro product is Cl anywhere G. This is the case. Next one. Next one is that's the 9th one. So very simple. An aromatic compound C8 C8H9Cl. C8H9Cl. Degree of unsaturation Du is 9, 10 by 2, so 4. Aromatic ring is present. A phenyl ring C6H5. So So there are 8 carbon atoms, only 6 are accommodated. 2 carbon atoms we have to account. So first you read it. The aromatic organic compound. So C8H9Cl on reaction with the KCl followed by the base hydrolysis gives the, that is the compound that is given. See, it is treated with the KCl and treated with the hydrolysis is carried. That what happens when treated with the Cl, potassium cyanide, cyanide is introduced. That cyanide undergoes the hydrolysis and converts into the carboxylic acid. So that means, and through which group that cyanide is introduced into the molecule? The cyanide is introduced in the molecule through the chlorine atom. So to introduce the cyanide through the chlorine atom, the chlorine must be on side chain. It should be side chain. And one thing. And second thing is that on dry distillation of the ammonium salt of B, carboxylic acid is formed. B, it is C is obtained, which on alkaline solution bromine, that is a Hoffman bromide reaction, give the other compound D. On reaction with the sodium nitrite dezodrization, NaNO2 plus HCl under cold conditions, and D and E are formed. That is on oxidation of the E, that is F is formed, which on dehydration give the phthalic anhydride. Right? This is first treated with the KCl. Right? And followed by hydrolysis. So this is the and compound B is formed. B on reaction with the B on dry distillation with the treat with the ammonia. Okay. Second one is the strong heating gives the C. Formation of the C is obtained, which on alkalines that is treatment with the sodium hydroxide and bromine, that is and D is formed. So D is treated with the, that is NaNO2 plus HCl, that is low temperature conditions. E is formed. Cold, D gives E, and this on oxidation, E on oxidation gives the product F. F on dehydration, on heating, dehydration gives the, that is phthalic anhydride. So it is clear that the final product is, that is phthalic anhydride. So to form the phthalic anhydride by losing the water, this should be the phthalic acid. C4 dicarboxylic acid on heating gives the, that is phthalic anhydride. By losing the water, convert into cyclic anhydride. To form this is formed on the oxidation. Right? Phthalic, F is the phthalic acid, this is the phthalic anhydride usually given. That means in the virginal compound, this is the aromatic ring. To create the 2 COOH groups, there must be 2 groups. The remaining 2 carbon atoms should not be in same form. And it's one group. If there is one group, that is an oxidation, the entire group is converted to only 1 COOH groups. To produce the 2 COOH groups, the 2 carbon atoms separately should be in the form of 2 methyl groups to separately this thing. And 2 are maintaining the ortho relation. Therefore, it should be, your original compound should be, there are 2 carbon atoms I have to be accounted. That is CH2Cl1 should contain the chlorine, the other is methyl. The original compound is this. This is treated with the KCl. This gives the Cl is replaced benzyl cyanide. That is, this is formed SN reaction. This is CH3. This on hydrolysis gives the, this is CH2 COOH. This is CH3. Cyanide is hydrolyzed. This is treated with the ammonia heat. That is, amide is formed, CH2, that is C double bond O NH2. Carboxylic acid is converted into amide. That is, this amide on treatment with the bromine plus sodium hydroxide Hoffman degradation reaction, that is heating. This gives the, this is last, you will get the, sorry, methyl should be here. That is, and this oxidation, bromine plus sodium hydroxide gives the CH2NH2, this is CH3. This on treatment with the NaNO2 plus HCl, aliphatic primary amine gives the alcohol. This is the your compound CH2OH, this is CH3. This on oxidation gives the, this is converted to COOH, this is converted to COOH, it is converted to the, that is phthalic acid. Phthalic acid on further heating produce the phthalic anhydride. Phthalic anhydride. So different names are given. This is the original compound. If with this structure we can, that is, explain the formation of the different compounds. So this is the explanation, and the conversions already told you the HiO4 reactions are very simple. If you have any doubts, you can ask.